Hello there, boys and girls. Welcome to another episode of Adventures of the Broken Retired. This, I sit here sometimes and I search for videos that are relevant to me, to my channel, to whatever, or that I think that you might be interested in. And I happened to find this one. I stumbled across it. And I think that it's really, really good. What we're going to do is we're going to compare this truck to the one that I'm going to Kansas to get. If I were to buy a new truck, which I'm not, if I were to buy a new truck, this would be the new truck that I would buy. However, we're going to compare the two, and at the end of it, when the video's over, in the end of it, see which one you think is the better investment. Just put it in the comments if you want. Anyway, let's get to it.
All right, guys, we're up here at J.C. Lewis Ford. Just got done making some videos, and I seen this, my first ever 2026 F-150. First one I've ever seen ever. We're going to jump up and down. Woohoo! There we go. Okay, there it is. First 26 on the lot. However, this one is a love-hate relationship. It excites me, yet it pisses me off pretty bad.
This is the first one of this guy's videos I've ever seen. I can't do anything about the guy's language. Ever how anyone speaks on their YouTube video, that's how they choose to speak. So please excuse that. I choose not to speak that way. I could beep it all out, but anyway, I'm not 100% sure who the guy is. As soon as I know who he is, I'll let you know. But anyway, we're gonna look at this truck.
So we're going to dive into it and see what's going on. Why do I have that mixed emotion for it? Well, first of all, there is something that this truck has in here that we rarely see in one of these. Underneath here, we have the Coyote 5.0 or 5.0 Coyote V8 engine in this thing, making this thing a sleeper. This would be a wicked fun truck to deck it out, set it up, and have this thing ready to run. What a fun truck that would be. Or not even change the wheels and all that and just leave it like this thing and let it go out there and do some eating and having fun with. But what a great truck to have that engine, to have that 5-liter engine in it. Now, that said, that is the pro to this. That is the only pro. Now, it's also nice to see that they are still offering, another pro is that they are offering it in 2026. You can still get a standard cab and it's not a true long bed. It's not an 8-foot bed, but you can get this 6.5-foot standard bed and a standard cab configuration in a 1500 series truck. And it is right here for you. And we love seeing it. Now, this particular one is 2-wheel drive. And for some people, that doesn't matter, especially down here in Georgia, where normally it's nice and clear. But right now, we just got done with a snowstorm, so it's pretty crazy here. But typically, these 2-wheel drive trucks are okay. Nothing wrong with that. We got a very nice, simple interior in the XL. This is as nice and easy and basic as it gets. See, 2026 2-wheel drive, regular cab, but we got that vinyl seats. Looks amazing. Simple yet fully functional dash layout in this thing. There is nothing in here we're missing out on. You got some storage room behind the seats, a flip-up console for third-person seating in this thing. Simple design, is going to be key. We got our low tie-downs. We have no bed lights, no accessory power, no nothing back here, no bed liner. It is simple, basic as it gets. Cheesiest, chintzy-looking steel wheels and junk tires that I've ever seen in my life. And this is, like I said, no wheel well liners. This is as basic as it can get, which is one of the downsides to it. Good and a pro and a con, I guess. You're not paying for stuff you don't need. There's a lot of people that are gonna love this style of a truck. Simple, affordable, no. But simple, yes. Functional, yes. We'll talk about the window sticker in a second here. But let's just, again, finish taking a look at this. Do we even get a trailer hitch with this one? We do. Hey, that's a nice bonus because a lot of them don't. We at least do get a trailer hitch, and we are getting a 7 and a 4-way, 7-pin and 4-pin. So, well, that's a very good thing. Like I said, a lot of times these ones will not have that on there. So it's nice that we get a hitch. So it's kind of a perfect do-it-all little truck right here for your runs to Home Depot, you're cruising around on the weekends, whatever you want to do with it. And it is also a perfect foundation to dress it up a little bit. You take this truck and you put some nice wheels on it, some nice tires, and give it a good look to it. And it's a good, pretty, sexy looking little truck that's going to do great. And you have that V8 in this thing to back it up and run it in the power and the things that you're looking for. Again, sleeper truck, you know, fast and fun and energetic, and we love that. Now the downside. The downside is the window sticker.
That is a base model, single cab, short wheelbase. It's a 6.5 foot bed. Short wheelbase, base model truck. I'm gonna cough. My throat is killing me. For $41,925. Okay? Let's run down what he's talked about so far. It's got a 5-liter V8. 5-liter V8 is about 300 cubic inches. Although they'll fudge it. I mean, a 318 Chrysler, I think the 318 they called a 5-liter. Hang on. All right, it's got a 5-liter V8 in it. Now, that is a brand new fuel-injected 5-liter V8, which means it probably gets fantastic gas mileage. The truck I'm buying has a 352 V8. It's actually a 5.8 liter. Gas mileage is going to be nowhere near what it is on this one. I'll take it. This has got a 6.5 foot bed. I've got an 8 foot bed. This is 2-wheel drive. Mine's 2-wheel drive as well. This is a F-150 half ton. Mine's an F-250 3/4 ton. Vinyl seat. I'll have a vinyl seat in mine. This one has a console in the middle. I'm not going to have a console. This one has no extras at all, although it has some extras that the truck that I'm getting won't. I feel confident to say this truck has got power steering, power brakes. The truck I'm getting doesn't have either one of the two. This one's got steel wheels, as does the one that I'm getting from Kansas. This guy says that this truck has cheap tires on it, and they're Michelin's. So I disagree with that, but he's standing there looking at the truck in person, so he probably knows better than I do. The truck that I'm getting needs a set of tires. This one's got painted bumpers, so does the truck I'm getting. This one's got a receiver hitch. I know there's a hitch on the one that I'm getting. I don't know what kind it is. It might just be on the bumper. But for anything I'm going to pull, it'll work just fine. This one has air conditioning. Mine has what you call 280 air conditioning, which is put down 2 windows and go 80 miles an hour. This one's an automatic. I didn't want an automatic. I feel confident to say this one's an automatic. He hasn't said yet. But I didn't want an automatic. I want a standard shift, and the one that I'm getting is a standard shift. So let's get back and see what else this truck's got that's going to interest us for $41,925 for a base model pickup truck. $41,925. I don't think so.
$42,000. Okay, what do we got on here as options? You can see it right here. So 2026.
Notice for me, if you would please, that it also says it has a 10-speed automatic transmission. By the way, Molly gave me some cold medicine. My throat feels a little better. Hopefully I can get through this without having to edit so much. Man, I was struggling there. Anyway, extreme complication. A 10-speed automatic. The point there is so that they can keep the engine running in a certain rev range where it gets optimum gas mileage. The problem is that the transmission needs to be spun at a certain RPM really to be able to operate properly because there's pumps and stuff inside the transmissions. And these complicated automatics have a tendency to go out. As a matter of fact, I experienced this myself. They have a tendency to go out when you get up around the 100,000 mile mark. The truck that I'll be getting in Kansas has a 4-speed standard shift. This one's got 10-speed automatic. I've got a 4-speed standard shift. I've never rebuilt a standard transmission in a car. I've done hundreds and hundreds of motorcycles. Never done an automatic transmission in a car. Never done a standard transmission in a car. But a standard transmission in a car, I feel pretty confident that I could do. A 10-speed automatic, I wouldn't even consider trying it. Anyway, let's get back to what he's got going on. Oh, one thing I do want to say, he's fixing to go down the list of stuff this truck comes with and the stuff it has. Let's see.
In what world does Ford think that it's okay to charge $40,000 for a standard cab, standard bed, basic lowest level possible XL model, lowest level possible 2-wheel drive truck? Do they think that $42,000 is okay? Now, it will come in at a better street price. So you'll be in at $37,000, $38,000, $39,000 Ford deals, but they don't deal as good as Chevy or Ram does. You're probably not getting 20% off of it. You're not going to get $8,000 off on it. Most likely, maybe, but realistically, and then they don't make enough of these that they're going to deal that well. So it's kind of that unicorn type truck that when they have them, like this dealership that has them, there's not going to be a lot of these out there. So they're not going to deal real well on it because they know what they have. I know what I got, that kind of attitude. So $40,000, let's say you got it for 40, you got $2,000 off on it and you're getting it for $40,000. Would you buy it for $40,000?
Okay, he didn't run down that list of stuff like I thought he was going to, but that's okay. It might come later. The only reason I'm interrupting this right now is because I want you to keep in mind the sticker price on that truck is $42,000, and I know you're probably not going to pay that. That's the suggested retail price. All right, they're going to have sales. They're going to. He talked about that. Okay, but my point is this: you have to insure it. And the insurance on these vehicles is extremely expensive because when you go to buy parts to fix it, they don't give you a deal. They don't mark it down from MSRP. It costs a fortune to fix them. Let's get back to it.
Would you be okay paying $40,000 for an XL basic level trim, as low level as it possibly gets, as low level as it can be? No tack, no options, nothing. Vinyl seats. You guys tell me all the time, I want hand crank windows and no tack, and I want simple, and I want 2-wheel drive, and I want a long bed. You pretty much got it all here, and I want it with the V8. Everything you guys tell me all the time in the comments that you want, it's right here. It's literally sitting right here. Cheap steel wheels. It's right here. Would you pay $40,000 for it at a discount, or $42,000 for MSRP sticker price? Would you buy it for that? I promise you this, I would not. No way. And you'll never hear me be one of these guys that are in the comments all the time going, oh, it should be a $30,000 truck. Oh, it should be a $30,000 truck. I don't buy less $30,000. Okay, if they cut the price in half, I'd buy it. I'm not one of those guys, ever, under any circumstances. But I promise you this.
Personally, I think this is a really good video. I like this guy. I really do. I think he's doing a very, very good job. He's very straightforward, very to the point. No screwing around, no spreading a brush with candy stripe all over it. He's just telling it like it is. And I like that. I don't know who he is. I'm gonna try to find out and put it in here somewhere. I was hoping he would say who he was. When we're talking about that truck being $40K, if you get a deal on it, let's say it's 42. Well, I don't have my calculator real handy. It's on the screen. I can do it on the screen. Let's say that I go down to my local Ford dealer and I buy that truck. That truck just so happens to be sitting. Let's just say that truck just so happens to be sitting down there at the dealer, and I'm going to go buy it. Okay, I'm going to go buy that truck. The truck itself is $41,925. Okay, you're going to have I'm gonna admit, if you don't buy an extended warranty on the vehicle, I think you're pretty foolish. Unless you plan on trading it every year, in which case you're going to lose more money on the sale than you're going to if you'd have kept it longer and bought the extended warranty. I don't know how much extended warranties sell for, but I'm going to reckon that I'm going to put $3,000 in for the extended warranty because I think that's probably pretty close. It might even be low. And you're going to have some other incidentals that they're going to throw on you. So I'm going to put another $500 in for the sneaky crap that the dealership puts on you. So that's $3,500 plus the $41,925. It comes out to $45,400 a quarter. Now, I don't remember what the tax rate is around here, but I think it's like 9.78%. So we're going to call it 9.5%. It's $4,316 in taxes. That puts you out the door at $49,740, and that's I think that's probably, if you figure, I know that the dealership's going to take some off the truck, but they're going to jack you in some other ways as well. So I think that's probably pretty close to reality. So you're talking about a base model truck. A base model truck. No tech, as he said, no technology. Vinyl seats, no extras at all. None. The only thing that it has going for it, as far as for being a good truck, would be that it's got the V8 in it. And that really depends on which V8 it is, because if it's a first year V8, then you never know what's going to happen. You're talking $50,000 for a stripper truck, what I call a stripper, which is a basic truck. Now, I am going off to Kansas. You've seen pictures. If you haven't, watch the video called I Need a Truck Part 2. I Need a Truck Part 2. That's the one you want to watch. That shows the truck that we're going. Today's Sunday. It's Thursday of this week. We're leaving. That shows the truck that we're going to go see about. Now, when you pay $50,000, or we'll be nice. When you pay $49,740 for this truck, when you sign the paperwork saying that it's your truck, you lost about 25% because now it's a used vehicle. Now, 25% of $50,000 is $12,500, right? So the truck value goes from $49,740 to $37,240 right off the bat, the minute you sign the paperwork. The minute you sign the paperwork, the most that truck is worth is $12,500 less than what you paid for it. I'm not going to tell anybody what I'm paying for the black truck. I just kind of think, I'm just kind of private about that. But I will tell you this. With the expenses of the trip to go see about it, which we don't have to do because we want to. We like traveling together. With the expenses of the trip, we have to go up there to see about it. The cost of the truck, the other stuff that I'm buying from him while I'm there, the shipping to get it to Louisiana, and then what it's going to cost at the shop to do either at the shop or here at home to get the truck up and runnable and drivable. The only difference between that $49,740 truck and the truck that I'm getting from Kansas, the only difference will be three things. It'll be the appearance. This truck is a 2026. The one that I'm going to get is a 1967. So there's quite a bit of difference in the way they look. Also, obviously, the 1967 truck has got, 50 years of wear on it, or more, whatever it is. The other big difference is this. When I go to Kansas and get that truck, every day that I own it, it gets worth more instead of less. I've got to put a bunch of money into it to get it going, but that's okay because every improvement that I do counts toward the value of the truck. I don't lose $12,500 for signing the paperwork, for driving it off the lot. It doesn't cost me $12,500 to drive over to my buddy's house and say, look at my new truck. Then have him say, dude, it don't have nothing in it. I know, I only paid $50,000 for it. So when I had to make the decision about what I was going to do, what are you going to do about a truck, Dom? Well, I just figured it was a better investment to get an old truck. I've been thinking this for a long time. When I had my business, I couldn't have an old truck because I had an image to keep up. I had to make sure that the company image was kept up properly. But I don't have that anymore. And it cost me, I had a bunch of late model company trucks, and it cost me a fortune to keep them going. One guy broke one of the headlights. He bumped into something, broke one of the headlights. The headlight assembly for the driver's side of the car was like $1,700 for the headlight assembly for the driver's side. It was $1,200 for the passenger side. Now, I don't know what the difference was, other than must be people break more driver's side headlights than they do passenger side headlights. I don't know. Because the only difference is one's the left side, one's the right side. But anyway, so that's what made me make the decision to buy an old truck. So now I'm going to go back to this guy. I'm gonna check into this guy, look at some more of his videos, because I think this guy is pretty straight up. I like him, and I would suggest you do the same. Figure out who he is, and check out some of his other videos, because he doesn't appear to be playing games. Let's see what else we got cooking here. Let's see. All right, let me get this. Elber's not here. I got to do it myself.
First and only time you'll probably ever hear me say this about a full-size truck. This is a $30,000 truck. I don't care about the V8. The cost difference between a V8 and a 2.7 V6 is what, like $1,500? So don't even give me that, well, it's got a V8. That's not a big enough deal. This is a $30,000 truck, in my opinion. This is way overpriced. This price, it's a great truck. It's a fun truck. It's what many of you guys are looking for. But when, the nuts hits the bolts, are you going to put the money on it? Are you going to pay 40 grand for this? Me? No way in hell. No possible way I would give them 40 grand for that. Now, would I give them 30 for this? Yes, I would do 30. Would I even go maybe 32? Yeah, I'd probably go 32. Would I go a penny more? No, not when I can go out and I can get a Chevy 2.7 liter amazing engine with more torque than this thing has in it. Okay, but I can go out and get that Chevy custom in a double cab with four-wheel drive and a custom trim, and I can get it for literally 5 grand less than what I could get this for. Not MSRP, but real world street price. I could probably get it for 5 grand, 4 grand less than what you pay for this. So again, that's my decision and my attitude. I'm curious as to what you feel. Let's look around it one more time. Simple as it gets. Look at, okay, I mean, does it get any easier than this setup as far as your world that you guys are looking for? And is it worth that kind of money to you? Is it worth $40,000 compared to what else is out there today on the market? Like I said, no bed lights, no bed power, no bed liner, but we do have low tie downs. And you got a good bed, that 6.4 or 6.5 foot bed. Look how nice that is. Like I said, it's a good truck with a lot of potential, and it's headed in the right direction. Everything about it makes you go, oh man, look at that. Well, this doesn't. This pisses me off. I mean, come on, and they let that stuff slide. Look at that. Look at that gap on there. Look how ridiculous that is. Look at this thing. Okay, I mean, again, Ford quality control.